Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today let's take a look at a Cash App scammer. This, of course, is not the person that we're actually communicating with. These are pictures that were taken that he sent probably to another scammer. And so if you scroll down through, you see some cute puppies and promises of gold, or something that he has. And he's says he has a dog business, or a business dog. And he, of course, born on December 12th, 1991, just to make sure that he can get in. So, of course, the first message that he sends to me: what would you do with this money if I sent it to you? And so I had been communicating just a little bit, and I told him I would buy drugs. And he's like, okay, good. What's your Cash App tag? And I ask him, what's a Cash App? He says, to receive your money. To receive what money? To receive the money of the drugs. How will I receive this money bag of drugs? I ask him. Of course, I'm intentionally talking like that. You will mail it to me? Isn't that risky? And then he says, trust me, because of course he's not really reading my messages. Whoever it is doesn't care really about my responses. His end game is to get something from me. Remember this. And then so, of course, I ask him, trust you? I don't even know you. Anyway, I asked you how you're going to send the drugs to me. And then he says, when are you ready? And which type of drugs? So he's in. He's ready to send me some drugs. Not really. He's just saying that he will. And then I tell him, I need to know how you will send them to me first. I'm very cautious. And then he says, where are you now? And I tell him, Washington, D.C. Of course, I'm not in Washington, D.C. And then he says, okay, not a problem. And I, of course, go on and tell him, cool, will you ship them through UPS or what? Ship, don't worry about that, okay? Which type? And then, of course, I go on to tell him what type I would like. I don't actually do drugs, but I'm just trying to be, just trying to get him to say he's going to do this for me. And then he says, okay, good. Do you know the amount? And of course, he's the one who had approached me and said that he's going to send me $3,000 through Cash App. So, of course, I want to know, hey, look, you're the one who told me that you're going to send me a gift. You can decide. And then he says, I know, but you will just pay me something, okay? And then I ask, I have to pay you for a gift? I can see if I can steal my mom's credit card. Would that work? So, of course, I'm telling him, I'm indicating to him that I'm young. I'm going to steal my mom's credit card to help him out. And then he wants to know what kind of card. I tell him it's Diners Club. I don't even know if they use Diners Club anymore, but I was assuming that he would not know anything about Diners Club. And then, so he probably doesn't, so he's asking me about getting him a Steam card or an Apple card. So, of course, that is the end game. That is what this Cash App scam is all about. Whenever these guys send you these messages telling you, hey, we have this prize for you, but first you're going to have to send me something in order to get this big prize. Look, I only want you to send me $100 or $200 worth of this Steam card or Apple card. In return, you're going to get $3,000 on your Cash App. Don't you want that? Aren't you silly for not wanting that? And of course, I already know, that this is the end game. So I decide to keep toying with him. And then he says, I tell him, what is that? And he says, the card you said you wanted to get me. And I never said that I wanted to get him a card. The thing is he didn't understand what a Diners Club card was. So he went on to just asking for Steam or Apple. And then so I tell him, I didn't say I wanted to get you a card. Don't know anything about these STEMI or EPI cards. I didn't want to use Steam or Apple just to see if he would notice. And of course he didn't. And then I say, what are they? Where would I get them? And he says, in the store, okay? He doesn't tell me which store because he doesn't really know where I am. So he can't really recommend a direct store. And so I say, a 7-Eleven. I have one of those on the corner. A guy who hangs out there buys me beer sometimes. He makes me give him 2 of my beers every time, but I guess that's a good deal. just messing with him, seeing if he'll reply to that. And of course, he doesn't. I knew that he wouldn't. Any real person, if you're dealing with someone, who's actually going to give you a prize, or if you have actually won something, they're going to start counseling you most likely, or at least give some kind of emotion to the fact that here you are asking someone to buy beer for you. You're obviously underage, and someone giving you beers at a local 7-Eleven, and then you paying him by giving him a couple of your beers. He didn't say anything about this. And then but hold on, you said something about a Cash App. Can I send you money through an app? That would be so cool. And then he says, you mean money? How much? He's not paying any attention to my story or anything that I'm saying. He wants that money. And I said, you said I have to pay you for the gift of drugs you're sending me. So you tell me how much. It doesn't matter much, but I don't know what this Cash App thing is. You have to tell me. And he says, which kind of bank did you have? Very poor grammar, of course. He doesn't even know the difference between did and do. I think my mom uses Washington Mutual Bank. I don't know if Washington Mutual is even around anymore. But anyways, I knew that they used to be a bank anyways. And I think it's a credit union or something like that. I don't know much about banking. And then he's like, wait a minute, how old are you? And so I tell him, I turned 18. I was going to say like I turned 17 or something like that, but I was like, nah, let me at least just put it at 18 so he doesn't think I'm, too young. But still, 18, sending somebody drugs through the mail at 18. And then, of course, he asked me what time it is. I had to look up what time it is in Washington, D.C. So then I tell him it's almost 5. But before that, I had asked him, do you want my address so you can send the package to me? And he tells me yes. So I decide to look up an address to send to him. We'll take a quick look at that address that I give him. And here you go, Federal Bureau of Investigation Headquarters. Copy, and then paste into my chat. And of course, he will not look at that address. He doesn't care about that address. He has no ambition or no motivation to actually send me anything. Which is good. At least he's not sending drugs to people, illegal substances through the mail. That would be an even worse thing. I mean, it's bad enough that he's scamming people and getting them to send him gift cards. So I just keep asking him, don't you want to check my address? Search my address, man. Look it up. And he says, don't worry about that, okay? Just get me what I asked for. So, like I said, he doesn't care about my address. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about anything except for getting that money or that gift card. The gift card for them is as good as money. So I tell him, I'm not worried, but maybe you should just check it out, And he's like, okay. And what did you want to get between card or money? So, again, it's just about the money. He wants to know how much money I'm going to send him, how I'm going to send it to him. And I'm telling him, dude, you need to really check out the address. I really wanted him to copy and paste the address into Google Maps or something so that he could see it for himself. But he's not doing it. So finally I give up on getting him, trying to get him to look it up. And I just tell him, look, man, I gave you the FBI address, Austin, because I know that's not his name. Of course, I'm not FBI. Let me be clear about that. I'm not impersonating or trying to pretend that I am law enforcement. I am not. I am simply a man who hates scammers. So I will use addresses and things in my videos or in my chats to try to scare these guys. But I never claim to be law enforcement or FBI or anything else like that. Okay, let me be clear about that. So I tell them, look, man, I gave you the FBI address, and then I just tell them, you should stop doing this. You were willing to scam somebody, by getting them to steal from their mother, sending drugs through the mail, etc. So it's the point now in the conversation where I've just had enough of them, and I decide to go ahead and block him. So you're going to want to do that. So make sure you block them. Don't even deal with these people. If you see, hey, how much you want through your Cash App, just don't deal with them. Don't be a victim.